They come from all corners of the country, hoping all those hours spent raising, feeding, and grooming their cattle will pay off. The Junior National Hereford competition is usually held out west in cattle country, but this year, the hundreds of young competitors will take the ring in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Winning cattle can be worth tens of thousands of dollars, so it's not all about bragging rights.
This is probably one of the biggest Hereford shows in the world, so it's a lot of quality and a lot of competition.
Melissa Grimmel and her 9-year-old sister Maddie are about to take the ring with a 2-year-old cow named Caroline and her calf Carly.
This morning I'm very exhausted. It's been a long week, but I'm very excited at the same time just to see how our cattle do compared to everyone across the country.
Everyone here knows success doesn't start in the show ring. For the Grimmel Girls of Jarrettsville, it was born in the barn, back home in Harford County. And it's grown from the hard work of 5 sisters, not just 2.
We live and breathe showing cattle. First thing in the morning until we go to bed at night, everything's about the cattle.
And that's not an exaggeration. They're in the barn several times a day, feeding, brushing, and washing the cattle.
We brush their hair to stimulate their hair growth, makes them fluffier. So we do this several times a day.
That's Michelle. At 33, she's the oldest. And that's Kristen in the gray. And there's Lindsay. You could call Kristen's 2-year-old daughter, Ella, a Grimmel girl in training.
Our age range is crazy. We go from 33 to 9. So it is very hard to find things in common when you have that kind of age range, but the farm is it.
Through showing cattle, my sisters and I have a bond like no other.
The Grimmel girls got their start back in the early 90s when Michelle and Kristen joined 4-H. Their dad was busy with his grain farm, and their city girl mom didn't know much about showing cattle. So they had to learn on their own by watching and asking questions.
When Michelle and I were old enough, our parents would just drop us off at the show. I think a few people thought we were orphans, but we were fine. We would get dropped off, Dad would hand us some money, and we would be good.
Everyone called us the Grimmel Girls. You know, oh, there's the Grimmel Girls. So we kind of played on that, and that's why we're Grimmel Girls Show Cattle.
Their first project was a heifer named Rosebud.
I remember it like it was yesterday. We were just over the hill, and my dad takes her off of a trailer, and it was instant love.
When Michelle and Kristen became too old to show, they passed on everything they learned to their sisters.
I got champion steer, champion
As they started winning more and more, they started marketing their cattle online.
It's got a lot of oil in it. It's good for their hair.
When Michelle's fiancé, Jacob Wolfrey, came along, they made him their manager. But the Grimmel girls are still a sister act at heart.
My favorite part is spending time with them, whether we're in the barn working or, working at the shows.
It's nice to have 4 sisters because, if you need any help and if one of them doesn't know, then the other one might know.
The cattle stay under fans all day to stay cool, so their hair grows. The longer the hair, the fluffier the animal, and the more likely it will win.
People kind of think, oh, Maryland, it's on the East Coast. East Coasters don't have good cattle. Yes, they do, so we want to really represent ourselves well.
Back in Harrisburg, the Grimmel girls are setting out to prove Maryland can hold its own when it comes to cattle. The cattle get a wash, brush, and blow dry. Then they're groomed to show off their best features.
So we have tail adhesive. It's like a heavy hairspray, but for cows. So we spray it and brush it up. And what we're trying to do is to kind of pop their hair and to make their leg bigger so it looks like they have bigger bone, which is a quality you want them to have. You ready?
Now that Caroline and Carly are prepped, Melissa and Maddie head into the ring. The whole family is here watching, including the girls' father, who was able to sneak away from the farm for the morning.
Going into the show ring, it's a mix of feelings. It's really cool because I can look behind me and my family's standing there and they have my back and I know I'm not alone.
This time, the whole Grimmel clan has something to celebrate. Caroline and Carly beat out 42 other cow-calf pairs to be named grand champion.
It's just really emotional because a lot of blood, sweat, and tears are put into it. Just all of the hard work, and then it's for this moment, and then when it pays off, it's just the best feeling in the world.
A feeling best shared with sisters.